Hi, everybody. All right, I'm making a video to talk about how energy work actually works. So, how does spiritual healing work, especially at a distance? It's kind of complicated for those who, if you have spiritual sensitivities, you start to discover that, how far away am I from God? How far away am I from angels? How far away is heaven? When you discover that heaven and God and angels are already within your heart, when you pray, are you praying from a distance or are you praying from the illusion of distance? You're not as far away from God as it may feel you are. You're not as far away from heaven or as far away from angels or your spirit guides as it may feel. The fascinating thing about reality is, what is reality but a projection of what is within your heart? Now you experience it outside of you. So then you start to run into people that are reflections of yourself, reflections of learning that can be self-loving or self-destructive. We're all parts of each other's reflections. We're all connected to each other in oneness already. So whether I know you or I don't know you, you're already part of my heart. Your soul is already a part of my heart, just like God is a part of my heart, and heaven and angels and alien beings and poison ivy and snakes and freaky aliens that we don't want to see, and beautiful aliens that we do want to see, or freaky aliens that we actually do want to see. But maybe we might be freaked out by them, but they're sweet. They're all in your heart. Everything is within your heart. Kind of gives you a whole new meaning to, when you watch a horror movie, that those images and that freakiness is a part of all of our hearts. War and violence is a part of our hearts as a human race. And so now we are projecting our understanding of truth, our understanding of what is entertainment even. And now we are learning about ourselves and about each other through these displays. So it's fascinating because what is truly in our hearts is now projected into our outer reality. So now you look at your community, you look at the structure of society, you look at the levels of violence, you look at how we take care of each other, but how are we truly taking care of ourselves as well? It's a reflective reality that we are existing in. So how does spiritual healing work? How is it intertwined with the reflective reality? It already is a part of the fabric of creation. Energy is the part of the fabric of all creation. Energy is the flower, not only its structure of appearance, the way that it looks, the way that it feels, the way that it smells, the way that it sounds. Do flowers make a sound? Maybe they do in another version of a reality, in another reflective experience. How far can you stretch a human consciousness? How far can you comprehend creation itself? So you have to discover that what is creation is a compilation of sounds and colors and vibrations and versions of love that is destructive and love that is healing. And so how does spiritual healing work? It is all a compilation of sounds, vibrations, colors, and energy. Vibrations that alter patterns of truth, alter patterns of a reality. So I know this probably is more complicated than, I don't know how else to define it. It's a scientific definition of it. But how can I scientifically prove any of this stuff? I don't have a microscope that can see spiritual energy. I just have sensory skills that can feel spiritual energy. So let me work with my spirit guides here, and I'll see what we can come up with to help create understanding. Okay. So we're talking about what is the purpose of spiritual healing in the first place. You go to a spiritual healer, you are exploring healing for a physical, mental, emotional, sexual ailment. Well, how did that get there in the first place? Ailments are energy as well. So viruses are energy. Emotions are energy. Love is energy. Hate is energy. We already know that water particles, molecules, however you want to call them, they can change shape through just simply writing the word love. So the word itself possesses energy. Love does. Hate does. You can even practice this yourself. If I want to just sit here and say, fuck, shit, every bad word in the book, I was like, ugh, that sounds kind of gross and weird. But if I want to say love, sacredness, God, Jesus, unconditional love, you go on and on and on, and you start to feel a vibrational shift, a vibrational change. How do you talk to yourself is also how you can feel about yourself. If you're constantly putting yourself down, now it's kind of amazing how you start struggling with, emotional challenges, mental challenges, sexual challenges. You start getting sick more when you're talking negatively to yourself all the time, feeling the stress of everyday life, not eating healthy, not, working out properly. Now suddenly all these behaviors kind of go together, and it's all based on energy. It's always based on energy. Everything is. All of creation is. So when I explore how to help somebody with an energy pattern that is a reflection of an emotional ailment or physical ailment or mental ailment or sexual ailment, I'll enter your spiritual atmosphere, and then I will sense around for exactly what is a spiritual atmosphere? How do I even know where to go? Do I actually see your physical body and go straight to the source of where it's located? Or maybe what your knee hurts, but for some weird reason you got some weird energy imbalance in your head. And so I'm supposed to heal that, and that'll create a better energy flow that's also creating a pocket of discomfort in your knee for whatever reason. Sometimes I'll see a weird storyline, and that possesses the vocabulary and the energy words in order to alter the pattern of energy associated with whatever it might be. I experience energy. If you have emotional challenges, it's fascinating how I can feel the energy burdens that are associated with very negative emotional patterns. Anxiety and depression are huge, and energy work works extremely well with emotional patterns, because emotional patterns can be altered through basically put the love in the bucket of the negativity, and now watch the negativity dissolve, and now all you have left in the bucket is love. So I take emotional negativity, sprinkle a little bit of love on it, goes bye-bye, and now all we have left is love. So then what do you feel? Love. You feel altered and changed. Your dynamic is completely shifted. How does it shift back? Well, if you want to continue to be negative again, you'll just pour that back into your spiritual atmosphere. Now, what are your choices? You have to choose to continue to experience the energy shift and the energy change, and experience, feeling the positive, feeling the love. So how could you feel that without my help? You just choose to love yourself. So either A, choose to love yourself, or B, spiritual healer can help alter the energy reflection so that you can feel how much love you actually are a reflection of. You can feel the love within you, and that influences you to behave in more loving ways. And now you feel different. You feel released from very intense energy patterns that are burdensome. Let me see what else here. It's kind of awkward for me to talk about this because I experience it all the time, right? But I don't actually talk about how I accomplish it, because even I sort of I feel it in using different sensory abilities, different visual abilities, hearing abilities, feeling abilities. And it's different than the fabric of our real reality. Knocking on wood, knock on the desk, I can touch it, I can feel it, but I can also experience that in my third eye as real as if I were, right here. It's just a different version of real. We all have spiritual hands. Imagine this is a really cool way of exploring how to use your spiritual hands. You just relax, close your eyes, and then you look at something in your home, and you say, okay, I'm going to pick that up with my spiritual hands. I'm going to touch it, feel it, examine what the experience is like. Let's say you have a crystal, right? You have a giant chunk of rock on the other side of your room, and you're just going to look at it with your human eyes, get a feel for where it's located. Now close your eyes and imagine your spirit is actually walking out of your body towards the crystal, and now you are touching it, feeling it, hearing it, experiencing it. and then see what happens. How does it feel to you? How does it feel differently to you in the spiritual version of a reality than in your physical version of a reality? It's totally fun to give it a try. And once you try that out, now you're starting to develop sensory abilities that are beyond your human abilities. It seems like a fabricated reality. It's all made up. It's all in my imagination. You're actually in a spiritual version of a reality, and you're experiencing it through other sensory abilities. You can be human, you can continue to live in the physical, humdrum experience of life, or you can take it a whole new step further and start experiencing leaving your body and experiencing the items of your home, the natural world around you, a spiritual universe. You can close your eyes and say, okay, I don't know what heaven looks like, but I am seeing my soul leaving my body, and I am walking now in a heavenly space. I am allowing myself to absorb and feel all the energy of love that heaven provides, and I am experiencing angelic beings surrounding me. I experience the love of the Creator, God, however you want to call it. And I know that I am a part of that because my attention is true and it is real and it is genuine, and I am. Just say, I am. And now be a part of that. So now all of a sudden you're doing exactly what I'm doing. I'm literally projecting myself into your spiritual atmosphere using this exact same technique. It's not rocket science. It's not hard. It's not complicated. It doesn't take any special skills to do what I do. However, people seem challenged by this. So, how do we tie this all back in with how does energy work? Everything is energy. I am energy. My skin is made out of energy. My hair is made out of energy. My thoughts are made out of energy. My feelings are made out of energy. My heart that beats, it creates energy as well. Love, can't see love. Love is energy. And you can feel love. You can even feel love at a distance. You can talk to somebody that you absolutely adore and you happen to live in two separate parts of, the planet, but you can share love with each other over the phone or over an email and be so glad and feel their warmth within your heart. How does that happen? Does that happen by touching each other, or does that happen by just loving each other? Even at a distance, you can feel it. You can even feel like life feels better when you are talking to this person. Now you're experiencing healing, spiritual healing, energy work that works because you have found somebody that you can rejoice in, and that love adds something to your life. It adds love and healing to your life naturally because of the happiness that you feel. Now suddenly you are raising your vibration, you feel more passionate, you feel more inspired, you feel more of the influence that joy provides. This does that too. This does it too, just at a different angle. It alters the energy patterns that create the burdens. You release the burdens, energy patterns that feel really heavy. And boy, do they do. They feel really heavy. When I'm in somebody's energy, when I'm in somebody's spiritual atmosphere and they have burden, it can feel like an elephant on your shoulders. And what does stress feel like? It can feel like an elephant on your shoulders. Well, you relieve the energetic version of stress, goodbye, and now you're like, wow, my shoulders feel a little bit lighter. I feel like I can breathe. I feel like I can stand up straight. I feel really happy. I don't really know how that works, but that works somehow. Because energy works, right? It seriously does. It works in these simple ways of just, I love you. Oh, I love you too. Wow, my life feels happier now. Interactions in the physical that we can acknowledge actually work. Now you take those interactions and you put them in a spiritual experience, and now you start to experience how those work there too. It's important that we figure this out already, because I'm ready to see a planet where human beings start to discover that spirituality, spiritual universe, energy universe, a reality of love is real, and it can manifest here. It can manifest for us all. When we start to choose to believe that the only thing is real is what we see, what we can feel with our hands, our actual real hands. These hands are only as real as this lifetime as Abbey is going to be real. And then these hands are going to change, and they're going to look weirder because I'm probably going to be a freaky alien squid in the next lifetime. I don't know. So you see, how far is this realness ever going to go? The soul is infinite. It will be forever. It is realer than these hands because it never dies. It never stops exhibiting, expressing, experiencing, and being love. And that's how spiritual healing works. It is my soul loving your soul. And through that loving interaction, it manifests change in what is a physical reality. What is a physical reality is also a spiritual reality. We just don't call it that because we've sort of lost our connection with how quite vibrant the spiritual universe actually is, because we just somehow have lost our connection with that. But it's coming back. We're starting to remember again. We're starting to wake up to it again. And by golly, I'm going to help people figure this out. All right, 15-minute video. This is Abby's best, bumbling through my understanding of how spiritual healing works. It does work. It's totally effective, and it makes huge impacts in people's lives. Totally huge impacts. So, I'm just checking with my spirit guides to see if there's anything else. That's just all I have to share right now. It's just a little message. That's the best I can tell you. I hope it makes sense. I'm just thinking back to everything I said, and I don't know. I always kind of question whether my Abbey talks without spirit guides is that good message or not. but it's this is the best I can tell you. All right, that's all I'm going to say. Swear. That's it. And if you would like to experience for yourself energy work that works, you can connect with me one-on-one at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. And I would love to share spiritual healing with you. And I do it in 15-minute or 30-minute increments. Or you can get the big whammy soul rebirth journey, and that's up to an hour and a half of spiritual healing, and it's massive. And it does do impressive things for people. It does impressive things for people. An hour and a half of energy work, it does wonders. And you will feel it. And you will feel it ringing and changing you for its infinite energy. And it takes place in an infinite space. So you will notice it for a good couple weeks until you start to get used to it. It's sort of like weird smells. You notice them for a few weeks, and then suddenly they're part of your clothes and your house, and it's like, oh, I didn't know anymore. I thought it was gone, but you just got used to it. So this too is kind of like that. It stays there forever. It seriously does. But you can find out for yourself by exploring it, and I totally recommend it. And I would love to connect with you. So thank you for watching my video, and for supporting my channel, and for your curiosity in a spiritual universe.